No, 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 no.
No! God, please, no!
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh, no!
Oh no. Oh hell no.
You are listening to the Oh No Radio Show.
Eat a bag of dicks.
So, Mikey, did you know it's like a thing for Generation Z to like not carry wallets anymore? Yeah, it's like a new thing.
Oh, no,
baby! Welcome back to another edition of the Oh No Radio Show. My name is Owen, and I'm here with my good friend Mike B, who has a lot of very fun news that we'll get to later down
much news.
the road.
I got snooze.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for you, and we'll leave it as a little cliffhanger for the
cliffhanger? Are we do them right after clips?
oh yeah, a cliffhanger maybe.
Yeah,
a cliffhanger.
Welcome to the cliffhanger.
A cliffhanger maybe. That's something different.
That's
definitely
that sounds
something.
Like somebody's got something you could put a
That sounds like
a hook on it.
Sounds like a venereal disease, if you ask me. Ew, gross.
Is that what we start calling crabs now?
Ew,
Cliffhangers?
Cliffhangers, yeah, oh, maybe. Anyway, yeah, off to a tremendous start. No Ty tonight, unfortunately. What was he doing? Was he D&D'ing or something?
So I remember he said there was some D&D drama, but I don't know if this was a D&D thing or if he was just working again.
Might have. Well, I'm just going to blame it on the D&D. I'm sure. Either way, he's too busy for the audience, Mikey.
I've been
Not
so
like us.
non-busy this week. I barely got out of bed today.
Again, we're going to get to that in due time, sir. We got a lot of time on the show. And one of the things I wanted to bring up right at the top of the show is what I mentioned at the very top of the show. Was this new phenomenon of Gen Z not only not carrying wallets, but looking down on us millennials. And I mean, wallets go back. How far do wallets go back?
I think as early as when we started saying like, oh, we probably should start using monies.
Right. Like, I'm sure, like, even back in, like...
I mean, you had your coin purse
pouch. Back in, like, Roman times, right?
I mean, all the way back to, like, medieval eras.
Sure,
it was like, cool, here, you have some gold or some silver pieces?
You had a little coin purse.
A little leather pouch.
Sure.
I think that was crazy. I would think that would be crazy if we had to carry around, like, full-ass pouches.
Well, and actually, it's crazy. I'm going to the UK in just a couple of days.
Don't they have just boatloads of change?
They do. They have tons more. And the pound coins and the 2 pound coins, like, they're heavy. I mean, you get like $5 in change. You break a note and you get $5 in change. Your pockets, you're just like I gotta tighten my belt, because I've got all this.
Is there a lot of jangling going on in merry old England?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of jangling. I mean, I'm not sure if they still I'm sure old ladies do like coin purses and that type of thing.
Yeah.
My mom probably does. But yeah, there's a new phenomenon where, and this is like I've read it a few times on the internet that younger people now know someone's age if they have a wallet or not, because they see it as this old, antiquated technology. And if you think about it,
they're not wrong.
It kind of does make sense. But all right, so what's the I mean, they still got credit cards, but I guess they put them on their phone.
They have you have a
e-card,
an e-wallet,
right?
Yeah.
Everything's on their phone. See, I don't like that because if I lost my phone,
lost everything.
Now I've lost everything.
Yeah.
If I lose my wallet, I still have my phone. I like to be able to have like, okay, I only lost one of the two, right? I still have a backup plan.
Yeah.
That's always kind of my mentality with the whole thing. But nope, like I guess. So what are they doing with their ID then?
I think a lot of cops will just take a photo.
No, you
Of
can't.
your ID.
Nah.
Either that or they just you okay, so honestly, I mean unless you're super, super young
Right.
and you're going to like bars and stuff,
Yeah.
you could probably just leave it in your car, or if you live in like a city like New York where you don't have a car, leave it at home. I mean, what do you need your ID for?
You need it for buying booze.
Well, okay, but like maybe the guy at the booze place will take just like, yeah, this is
They
me.
can't be. You can't be taking photo. Like they can't take
I think
a
there
photo
is-
of your ID.
I think there's EID now.
I've not seen that.
I mean, you still carry a wallet. Why would you?
Why would I? Maybe they also. I see a lot of people with the phone cases. This fucking thing. I see a lot of people with the phone cases
That have like the
Yeah.
like two slide spots, like one for a card, one for an ID.
Yeah, you think they're doing that,
I think
or is that old person technology for them too?
depending on how young you are, even that might, like if you're a 17-year-old, you're about to turn 18. Maybe you look at the gang, like the late 20-year-olds who have just the slide pouch on your phone. Maybe you look like that, and you're already going boomer.
Do you think in our lifetime there will be people like younger generation that will never use cash?
Probably.
Is that coming?
I think that already might exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Because kids, like little kids, maybe it's not credit cards, but like little kids, like mom and dads, like have like little checking accounts and stuff for them now too, right? Like they just hand them that, and instead of them handling cash, that's what they do instead.
Well, I know that there are like basically cards now like that are linked to your debit card where it's like, hey, this is like a kid's account. So obviously like you just put money in their account.
You put a
and they
couple
just-
$100 in it. They can only spend so much in so many places, that type
Yeah.
of thing. So it's probably, see, I don't think I would have liked that as a kid. Because now mom and dad can see where I'm like, because they
Of course
obviously
you don't.
Right. Well, they would have access to all the stuff that like, oh, he went to Target and he bought this or whatever. When I got my money, my allowance money, I got that shit. And I mean, it didn't matter what I could buy a Lego set.
Yeah.
I could spend $100. I could spend $5. I could spend it on whatever I wanted. I was doing, early prostitution. I might have been buying hookers at a young age.
You never know.
You never know. But yeah, I kind of always liked the fact that it was mine and it was untraceable, right? Like, do you still carry any cash?
I think I don't have any on me right now.
Yeah.
But I usually have somewhere between like, $2 to $5, like just in singles.
Yeah, I usually try and keep
Just
it
in
20.
case.
I usually keep 20 in there or 10 in there or something, and like it whittles down, and then eventually, I'll get another one or whatever. But I always like to have a little bit of cash in my wallet, and again, it's probably don't ever really need it, but it's a just in case.
Yeah.
It's and this is the same with, again, I'm going to the UK in a few days. I went through my bank and I got like 500 pounds worth of currency, right?
Right.
And I guess I probably don't really need to do that as much anymore. Like now, back 10 years ago, there were a lot of places that like, yeah, you go to a certain pub, like, we don't take credit cards or whatever,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like you wanted to be able to have it. And I still do like that transaction, but like, especially traveling, like even when I go on my work trips, I like to make sure I have $100 bill in there. It's because it's just like a just in case.
Yeah, in case
There's
e-reader's down.
something happens. It's a pain in the ass. It's just a way to make life a little bit easier, right? Like cash is always king and will always go a long way. But anyway, we'll get back to this conversation later, only because I'm excited, and don't hit it yet. But we do have for the first time in a long time, a phone interview set up. I set up a phone interview, Mikey.
Oh, you got a phoner going?
I got a phone interview going, and I'm pretty proud of myself. This is a guy that we've played on the show a multitude of times.
Uh-huh.
A guy that I'm a fan of, and a guy that, quite frankly, I discovered literally through Facebook advertising. A guy that popped up on my feed somehow crept into my algorithm, and I want to talk to him about this. We're going to ask him about this. How did he creep into my feed? How did he find? He literally, I didn't find him. He almost found me.
Yeah.
In a sense, you know what I mean? And I saw that he's an awesome musician. He's got a cool band, like super fun gimmick, and they're coming to Will's Pub on September 11th, and touring all around the Southeast. And I figured, hey, let's try and get this guy on the Ono Radio Show. We've played his clips before. He's up our alley. There's just certain types of people, and like it's like, oh yeah, that's definitely an Ono Radio Show.
Now I'm trying to remember. Did he start as is this a bit or not, or did he start out as like, yo, there's this cool musician I found?
It was. I mean, there's no way it's not a bit. So it's like,
yeah.
I don't think we were under any illusions that it wasn't a bit, but yes, I mean, I think he was just a straight up clip that we played and we enjoyed, and I played a few of them. So we're gonna try and call now the Phantom AD. Let's see if we can get him on the line, Mikey. He is what is going on here?
It's like I got the number put in, but it won't let me.
Oh, do I need to head over there? Let me see if I can.
Like, you can see that the number's in there. Right?
Yeah.
It just won't let me.
Hang on here. You keep talking, please.
So yeah, I do think when I first saw this guy, I was kind of like, well, this is like.
There's one too many numbers.
Oh, whoops. So yeah, when we did first initially meet him, I was like, this is kind of like an older style. Like, I kind of dig on this.
Yeah. Let's see if he answers here. Been in communication through good old Facebook Messenger over the last couple of days. So
the Messenger.
And if he doesn't answer, we're gonna try him
This
back.
is the voicemail of Harley Isaac Rother. Leave me a message, or better yet, shoot me a text.
All
Look
right.
forward to hearing from you.
All right. Well, hey, Phantom. It's Owen from the Ono Radio Show. We've been texting all week, and I was still hoping that you'd be down for an interview on our podcast. And if you want to give us a call back, that'd be great. We'll try again in a little bit, but if you want to give us a call, you can do so at 407-906-6466, and we'd be happy to talk to the one and only Phantom AD. Thank you, man. All right. I'll try texting him. I'm sure we're going to get him. He's a busy man. He's a busy man being a horror
Ghoul
punk rock superstar. You know, I've got a lot of questions for him. And
I want to ask him where he gets his capes.
I want to ask him that too. That's a very good question. I mean,
where do you get a cape nowadays? Other than, I hope he doesn't just say, like, "Oh, I'm on Amazon."
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's.
I'm also super interested in, believe it or not, his guitars. Like, he has very interesting guitars that you don't see. It's not like, your usual Stratocaster or your
Les Paul.
Yeah. They are. I want to ask him about that, like where he gets those, and I also, just want to kind of touch base about, a number of things, like what it's like his life on the road and everything that's going.
How hard is it to still find venues that like want to do this kind of like, it's kind of like Southern rocky horror rock, like a little bit of, looks like a little bit of like, what do they call it? Like that psychobilly kind of like weird stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I remember a lot of guys and girls who were into like the pinup and like working on rat rods and stuff like that. Rockabilly. That's the word I'm looking for. It's like, it looks very like a lot of his fans are going to be doing a lot of rockabilly stuff. All those like little alt girls who love Halloween, where it's like Halloween's just the all year should be Halloween types, which I don't necessarily disagree with.
Sure.
Sometimes it can be a bit much.
No, I think he's got a good thing going. He's also, I think he's a lot of good like tongue in cheek with his stuff too. Like I think he's just like kind of a fun dude, and it seems like an interesting guy. But anyway, we'll hopefully get a call back from him. We'll maybe try him in another few minutes and see what's up. But he's got our number, and he's he agreed to the interview, and he seemed pretty excited about it. Yeah. So maybe it's just a little hiccup, right? Mike?
Yeah, little squeak. We'll hear from him in a couple minutes, or answer our phone call next time.
So anyway, back to the whole like the Gen Z wallet thing. Like again, like they never carry cash. I would imagine. Do they get excited if you were like like when now he's calling me on the fucking phone. Hey, he's calling me on my phone. Mm-hmm. Hey, is this the Phantom? Hey, Phantom, can you do me a favor and call that other number that I just texted you, buddy? Thank you so much. All right. All right, cool. We got the Phantom.
I'm ready to...
It sounded like him. Don't fuck this up, Mikey. This is your big shot right here.
You're putting too much pressure on it.
If you hit the red button instead of the green button when he calls,
oh no,
I'm gonna be real mad.
Now I'm gonna hit the red button on accident anyways.
Oh man. Let's see if we get it. Let's see if we get the Phantom. 407-906-6466. I sent it. I sent it. There we go.
Okay, hold on.
Green one.
We're good.
All right. Hello, is this the Phantom?
This is the Phantom, baby.
Yeah, we got you, buddy.
Nice.
We're so excited. We were just hyping you up to our audience, and I thought, man, I was going to be real mad at myself if we missed this opportunity to talk to you, sir.
Oh, no, we can't miss the opportunity to talk.
Oh, well, I appreciate you taking a little bit of time out of your busy day. I know you're on tour right now, and I know it must be wild out there with all the crazy ghouls and goblins that you're encountering to talk to a little show like us. But we really appreciate it. Can you go ahead and give our audience like a little brief like background as to who the Phantom is, where he comes from, and what his deal is?
Well, I'm the Phantom. I play ghoulish rock and roll on ghoulish rock and roll guitar. I travel around the country playing ghoulish rock and roll. It's a good time. I hope everyone can make it to the show.
Yeah, absolutely. We're here in Orlando, and I'm planning on coming down and checking you out at Will's Pub. I got to tell you, I fell in love with your stuff probably about a year and a half ago, and I wanted to ask you a couple questions about it because it seemed like somehow you found me through the algorithm, I'll call it, or Facebook, and it seemed like you knew that I was gonna love your stuff. How did you pull that off, sir? How are you so good at directing your marketing to know that I was gonna not only enjoy your music but also purchase a vinyl record from you?
The algorithm knows all.
Oh,
I have very little to do with it, but I tell the algorithm to find fans of ghoulish rock and roll or potential fans, and it knows.
Very, very cool. So where are you at right now? Are you still in your home base of California? Or are you currently on tour?
No, I'm in California right now.
Cool. So is the tour is the tour started yet?
No, it starts on the 3rd of September in the Big D, Dallas, Texas. Or the Little D, Denton, Texas is actually where the show is.
Very cool. So this must be, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but is this your first like big southeastern tour for you?
It's my first time in Florida and Texas. I've done some other shows in different parts of the South before.
Oh, cool. Well, I guarantee you, we've got a pretty cool, cast of characters down here in Florida. I don't know if you've heard much about us, but we're a lively bunch, And
I've heard a little about Florida.
yeah,
And I love alligators. They're one of my favorite animals, so
Oh.
I'm looking forward.
that's usually honestly that's usually a question I ask most guests is like what their favorite animal is. But I was going to ask you something different because I've seen a few interviews with you, Mr. Phantom. Is it okay if I call you just Phantom or Mr. Phantom? How would you like to, be referred
Any
to?
way you want to do it is good with me.
Cool.
Call me anything you want as long as it's not slanderous.
That's
No.
fair. That's fair. So I've noticed in a couple of interviews that I've watched with you, you're maybe a bit of I think a pop culture aficionado, and that you've got some I dare say, have I noticed some Hasbro wrestling figures in the background of some of your Zoom calls, perhaps?
Yes, Hasbro's and LJNs.
Oh man, you go all the way back then. So I was gonna ask you who your favorite wrestler is, sir.
Oh, I've got a lot, but Ric Flair. Woo!
I knew you were going to go with
Macho
Ric Flair. It's
Man, yeah.
one of my favorite songs. What's the name of the song with Ric Flair that you got there? It's
Ric Flair Rock.
Ric Flair Rock. That's one of my favorite tracks. Who else you got? Who are you digging?
Oh, there's so many greats. Well, I'll go way far back, even than those guys, to Tor Johnson in the 1950s, because he was in a lot of horror movies like Plan 9 from Outer Space and Black Sleep, and he was also a great wrestler in Los Angeles.
Oh yeah, I see.
So that's how deep we go with the
Yeah.
Phantom. We talk about guys like Ric Flair, but we also talk about guys like Tor Johnson.
See, I've got to look that one up myself, and I'm a big wrestling fan. Well, what do you think of this new fellow that's come along, this Danhausen? I feel like he's kind of your vibe. Are you digging what he's picking up, what he's putting down?
He's cool.
He is cool, isn't he? I feel like the Phantom and Danhausen would be a real good tag team together.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. More serious question. I was going to ask you, and I've seen a bunch of your live videos. I've noticed that you play, and your band in general, you have a very interesting style of guitar, and I'm talking about like not only your surf rock stylings at times and the way that you actually play, but the physical guitars that you have. Can you tell us a little bit about those? Because they're not something you see just like off the shelf. It's they're not a typical Stratocaster or Les Paul. Like, can you walk us through a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, I got a custom Phantom AD guitar, baby. I got the only one there is, except I do have a matching bass that sometimes gets used.
They are sick looking.
And yeah, it was made for me by a guy named Fat Dog in Berkeley, California.
Oh wow! Like I imagine that's a pretty penny. I gotta hand it.
You would think, but no, I don't spend pretty pennies on anything. It was shockingly affordable.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's a junk guitar store, and he has all kinds of parts laying around, including luthier mechanisms, which is stuff that they use to make guitars. And this guy's been buying this stuff since the 60s, so he got a lot of this stuff when no one else wanted it, before vintage was vintage, And I'm talking about the equipment to make guitars. So
like the pickups and all that type of stuff too.
His prices are very, very low. And his quality is very, very low, but that's okay. Makes it a challenge.
Well, it's also part of the. I mean, I'm not saying the quality of your sound is low, but it adds.
This is not a fine instrument. It is a junk instrument, and you use the term junk endearingly, but it's like this is not a premium, custom, high quality, fine instrument. This is a junk store style guitar.
Back to a little bit more just about like you and what you do in your background. I wanted to ask, like, what is the start for the Phantom? Were you always into this sort of sound, this aesthetic and this surf rock kind of deal? or was that when did that kind of like pop up in your lexicon in your life?
I was always into it because I loved Scooby-Doo from a very young age.
Oh,
it
cool.
has a wonderful rock and roll theme song, and the spin-off show 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo also stars the incredible Vincent Price.
I forgot about that.
Mhm.
I forgot about that. Mikey, I know you had a great question about his attire. I got my friend Mikey here. He wants to ask you something.
Oh, so like when did you decide like that you were gonna do capes? Because I myself am like a big fan of the capes, and nowadays,
Yes.
are you just getting them from Amazon, or do you have like a cape guy? Is there someone
Well,
you
my
go to
Cape
for
guy
capes?
is in Sarasota, Florida, as a matter of fact.
Oh, wow.
And I look
Ooh.
forward to meeting him in person for the first time when I'm in Florida next month. But his name is Dorian Aliberti. You can look him up. He is an Elvis tribute artist and costume designer, and he does all kinds of interesting stuff.
That's
Okay.
amazing. That's okay. So I mean, what's cost more, the guitar or the capes?
The cape was a trade. The guitar cost $450.
Oh wow. Okay. So honestly, first off, that's an amazing price for the guitar.
I get by on a budget, I'll tell you.
Yeah. What'd you trade? Okay, so what did you trade? I gotta ask that.
Oh, I gave him, anything he asked for, really, because it was so kind of him to offer to make me a cape. But I sent him some records and some signed stuff and things like that.
I mean, and he always
Human souls, human skulls.
Yeah. A few teeth here or there.
Yeah, I mean, and he always will get to have the notoriety of I made the Phantom's cape.
There is that.
Yeah.
There is absolutely that. And it sounds like you're going to be able to see this guy when you're at September 10th. September 12th, the day after you're in Orlando. You're going to be going down to Tampa. And Sarasota is not too far from there. So that's by the way, that's at the Boba House, 8 p.m., Tampa, Florida. Everybody, get your tickets if you're in that market. And of course, September 11th, Will's Pub, 8 o'clock here in Orlando, Florida. I know I'm going to be there. I'm going to try and get a bunch of our audience out. And hopefully we can make it a big party. What can people expect from one of your shows?
Expect to have a good time. That's the number one thing I want to emphasize is I don't think if they let you bring kids, your kids will have fun. If they let you bring your parents will have fun. And expect some ghoulish rock and roll guitar playing. Expect some singing, some dancing, some horror movie clips, and me.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple more quick questions while we've got you on the line. Is it appropriate to ask about your day job? I've heard rumor that you might be educating the youth.
Yes, you can ask.
So tell us a little bit about that. Are you still substitute teaching in the high schools, or what sort of level you teaching?
Yes, my friends, I do substitute teach during the day. In fact, I was in a classroom this morning, and that is a very good flexible job because I can go into work when I want to, when I'm not on tour, and then I take off on the road, and the Phantom is back, baby, on the road.
Yeah. Do you ever let the kids know about what you do on your off time?
Well, I lead a double life.
Yeah. That's pretty amazing though. Do you ever have like a fan, like a parent come to you like, hey, are you really that guy? Like, do you ever have that happen?
When I was teaching guitar lessons, but not so much at the public school system.
Oh no, we lost him.
No, I'm here, baby.
Oh, sorry. I thought I lost you there for a second. You ended a statement. I thought you were continuing. Sorry.
I was wondering, have any of the kids you've been subbing for ever been like, catch you after class, like, are you the Phantom?
Right? Yeah, I would be pretty
Hasn't
stoked.
happened yet.
What's
you
your
will be shocked to learn, or maybe you won't, that teenagers are incredibly disinterested in what their teachers are doing.
Yeah, you are right. You are. Do you do mostly high school? Do you have like an age that you stick to?
Yeah, I stick to high school.
Is that your favorite then? Is that by choice?
Yeah, it takes a special kind of person to work with little ones, and that's not me. I like the high schoolers because they're a little more independent. You can reason with them.
You can joke with them a little bit too, right?
You can joke with them, and you can reason. You can't really reason with a 5-year-old.
Yeah,
you can reason
that's
with
true.
a 15-year-old.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. That's totally fair. I got one more like big question for you, and I want you to think about this because I often think about this is in my rock and roll fantasies. If I was a rock star like you, who would you, if you could open up for any act in the history of rock and roll, who would that be? And who would, and then in modern current day, who would you love to open up for?
Oh, in the history of rock and roll, well, I did get to open for one of my heroes, a few of my heroes, but the one that's immediately coming to mind is Dick Dale, the inventor of surf guitar
hell
music. I
yeah.
got to open for him twice, actually.
You got to open for Dick Dale twice?
Yes, sir.
Where at? That's amazing. Was that in California, I guess?
Yeah, at the Whiskey A Go Go, and
Oh,
then,
my God.
a couple years later at the Viper Room.
Dude, two of the most
Condos.
legendary venues of all time, and
Yeah.
you got to open for Dick Dale.
That's insane.
So dreams do come true, friends. But yeah, that was great. I would love to open for Danzig should the opportunity present itself.
Oh,
That'd be sick.
Yes.
That would be very fun.
I can absolutely see you opening for Danzig, and who knows, man? Maybe you can get some of that WWE money, and you can do a song with Danhausen, and then you can be. And then would you do that? Would you play on a WrestleMania show for him?
Sure, and that would be really great because I'd be following in the footsteps of the great Jimmy Hart, who wrote so many classic wrestling theme songs.
Dude, you and me, we're in sync, brother. I literally talked about Jimmy Hart like 2 weeks ago for about like an hour and a half, and played a bunch of his hits. And did you know that he the Gentrys, his original band, they're re-releasing a bunch of stuff, or releasing a stuff that's like never been heard before, like. They're just putting out another album like from like the 70s that's never really like that you haven't been able to find. Did you know that?
That's wonderful news. I'm very happy to hear it.
Dude, yeah. One last question. What are your go-to road foods when you're on the road? What are you snacking down on?
Beef jerky.
Yeah.
And protein bars. That sounds like a manosphere answer.
It does.
Beef jerky and protein bars.
Yeah.
Lift weights. No, but I try to stay away from junk food because you really feel that if you're sitting in a car all day and just eating chips and dips and things like that. That's not going to work for weeks on end. You got to keep it a little. Be a little more mindful with the eating habits. Understand?
No, 100%. You got to get yourself a good like Panera Bread sandwich or something. You can't be doing Crystal Burgers on every stop, right?
No.
You can't.
Yes,
you just
we
only
eat a
will
lot
have
of.
one tour.
A lot of jerky. A lot of protein bars. That gets my sweet tooth because it's kind of sweet, but it's not really like a full-on dessert.
And you're doing
fruits, vegetables.
Do you for this tour? Are you driving the whole way? Are you driving from California and doing the whole thing in what a bus, a van?
Flying to Dallas Love Airport.
Okay, gotcha.
And then driving from there.
Gotcha. So how does how does the gear get there then? It's a stupid question, but like, do you ship the gear? How does that work?
Well, I figured out how to do a show with very, very little gear. I am shipping a bunch of merchandise because that's an important part of touring is people want to buy T-shirts and records and CDs and posters.
Oh yeah.
So I'm shipping all that, and I have figured out how to do a show with very, very minimal amount of gear.
That's awesome, man. Like, helps your profit margins. And I'm hoping that when I come to the show on September 11th, you'll be able to sign my copy of the album. Would that be okay?
Absolutely. I would love to. I'm always happy to sign anything and take photos and hang out and do all that kind of stuff.
Great. Mike, you got one last question?
Well, no, I was just gonna so when you come here, is it just gonna be just you, or do you have a band that's gonna accompany you, or are you gonna just pick up local guys and have them help you, or is it just just the Phantom?
I have a very wonderful group of individuals that I call the Invisible Band, and they will be backing me on this tour, and they can be heard. They're wonderful players, but you cannot see them.
Oh, I got you.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well, I will look forward to not seeing them at September. At September 11th at Will's Pub. Man, it's been an absolute pleasure, Phantom, talking to you, and thank you for being I got to tell you, I reached out to this guy. He doesn't know us. We've got no publicity company. We're ground roots. I had a feeling that he was kind of ground roots too, and I shot my shot as trying to get an interview for our show, and as just being a fan. And you were so kind to grace us with this. So I don't want to take too much more of your time.
Well, thank you for asking me. And yes, you are right. I'm proud of the fact that I'm totally self-contained. I don't have a manager or a record label or an agent or anything like that. And I'm always happy to talk to people doing shows and podcasts and YouTubes and all that kind of stuff. So I appreciate you asking.
Oh, no, it's our pleasure.
And I appreciate you guys doing something, because it's always better to do something than to not do something.
That's what we say too.
Yeah.
That's what we say too. Absolutely. And we'll get this message out to our fans, and we'll even hook you up if it's okay with you. We'll try and hook you up with some a bigger radio shows in our market, actually on terrestrial radio, so to help drive up some ticket sales for you here in Orlando. Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'll be in touch in the same way we've been in contact, and I'll give you some contact information, and I'll have them contact you, and I think that they would love to talk to you, and again we'll pass it down, because that's what we do, man.
All right, well, I appreciate it.
All right, man. Love talking to you, and thank you so much, Phantom.
All right, thank you, my friends.
All right, take care, buddy.
Have a good night.
All right,
Adios.
bye-bye.
Too.
There we go. I didn't want to say anything until we were officially hung up. So
Yeah.
that was
That
good.
was sick.
That was a good interview.
Yeah.
That was look at us. Look at us. That was almost like a professional interview, right?
We still got it.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't done an interview in a while, dude.
Especially not on a phone.
A phone?
I will say, doing interviews over the phone always is a little hitchy, and it can the incident we had while he was there.
Sure.
He gave his answer, and I couldn't. I thought he had
cut
out two.
Yeah. You thought he was continuing in the same way I did, or
yeah, very much so. I was like, we must have let him go, because it sounded like he just stopped.
Well, he was a little short at the beginning. He was kind of feeling us out. You could definitely get that vibe a little bit, right? But
he opened up, and I think it was a great interview.
Yeah, no, I think that was interesting to people, and honestly, the key thing is go listen to his music, and the Phantom AD. The best thing you can do is just search him on YouTube, because you're gonna get.
He's the only thing that comes up.
He's the only thing that comes up. He's got a ton of music videos up there, and they're all really entertaining. They're
surprisingly good quality too.
Well,
for being a solo act,
good in a bad way, or bad in a good way, if that makes any sense. They're
it looks like B-level horror film,
but it's supposed to look like that.
It's produced to look like that
100%. And so I kind of just fell in love with it off the bat. We'll probably, I mean, I'm sure he'd be fine with it now that we've interviewed him. We'll play a song of his when we go to break, and we'll play it. We'll play his stuff on break. But that's the best thing that you can do is just go check out his YouTube, I think, and obviously check out his website. It's got all the tour dates. He's playing Tallahassee. He's playing, let's see where he is in Florida. Pensacola. He's got Alabama, Mobile, Pensacola, Tallahassee, Orlando, Tampa, And then let me see. I don't know if he goes any further. Yeah. So then he goes back all the way to Oregon. So like he's got a
Wow.
bunch. Yeah, he's got stuff in Texas, like he was saying. Then to New Orleans, then Alabama, Florida. So 4 dates in Florida. We're kind of lucky, And, and the tickets are reasonable. They're very reasonable, and like he's just a cool guy. You get to meet him, I'm sure.
Well, and if you live in Florida and you enjoy going to see live music, that a lot of bands either skip at Florida entirely, or they only play like a Jacksonville show, or for some reason they travel all the way down to Miami
and skip us completely,
and skip everything in the middle.
Yeah.
So you either, for us living in Central Florida, you got to travel like 4 to 5 hours, north or south, to see anything you want.
Yeah.
Or you have to drive up to like Atlanta.
No, 100%.
I wanted to see, I think it was Interpol. Interpol's doing a tour this year, but the closest they're going to get is Atlanta. And even though the tickets weren't cheap, it's under $100, but it's on the north side.
Yeah, but then you're still like, okay, if I drive and then I get a hotel room and like,
it's still turning into like a
now you're looking at a $400
trip to go see a band for a couple, and that could be done. I could do it, but it's a lot of money.
Sure.
And you know me. Music is fine. I enjoy some music, but it's not. I would much rather, if I'm going to drive to Atlanta, I'd much rather wait till a comedian comes through. And
there's other priorities that you have that you're probably going to spend the money on, and that's fine. Other forms of entertainment and what have you.
But this, I'll be off for the show.
Yeah,
I might just try and come up with you.
It's pretty much. I'm gonna have a crazy week that week. I believe on that Saturday, literally the day after, I'm gonna go see the Strokes.
Oh,
so
nice.
I'm gonna, and that's like only a few days after I get back from the UK. So I'm gonna do I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna do my best to be at the Will's Pub Show. But after having that conversation with him, I feel like I would really, really like to. So I'm gonna probably be there. I'm gonna say I will be there, and probably get tickets and go from there. So yeah, I'm excited. It was a cool interview. I think that went about as well as it possibly could. How crazy is it though? Like, and it makes sense. Substitute teaching while being in a band. Like, it actually, you get your summers and you can kind of like pick and choose your schedule and all of that. Like,
I mean, I looked into it when Dharma ended because one of our employees was also doing substitute teaching.
Sure.
This was last year, but
you look like the substitute teacher all the kids would hate.
I probably would.
Yeah. You're the big kind of fat, with the mustache. Like, oh, they would pick on you.
Tear me apart.
They would tear you apart.
Yeah.
And you're sensitive too. So like,
but it pays like $125 a day.
That's not terrible. It's not terrible.
Yeah, and you show up, do a couple class, throw a movie in the fucking TV.
Hey, read from chapter 3. Where were you?
I'm surfing fucking Reddit, just hanging out. Like, do the worksheet and then watch the TV, dude. Like, it's not that hard.
What age range would you go for? Would you go littles, or would you go middles, or would you go high?
So, part of me thinks like I would just do high school because like the Phantom said, like you can actually kind of like communicate in like a worthwhile manner, and like if they start to get out of hand, like you can kind of be like, listen, dude, I'll just send you to the fucking principal. Like, I don't care.
Sure.
But with kids, it's like you have to, you can't just be so blunt with them. You still got to like kind of sugarcoat things a little bit.
Yeah.
I think I would never even consider middle school because I think all those kids are, they're cracked out on their own hormones, dude. Like they're all in the middle of like, hey, everything in my body's going nuts right now. I don't think I would want to even like get near that. And I don't think I'd want to do like kindergarten kids because that just sounds miserable.
I've heard actually middle school's probably the worst.
Yeah.
You got the budding hormones that are coming on, and they're all little shits, and they're in between The
It's like a very small.
I think it would either for me have to be like elementary school, like 5th graders
or seniors,
or like yeah, I'd take some freshmen. I'm scared of getting beat up by like the seniors in high
yeah,
school.
I mean,
they could beat me up a lot.
Some
of
of those,
yeah,
probably some of the freshmen.
Yeah, probably.
Beat me up.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even like I have like anything cool. Like, if you play like a guitar, you can kind of go in there and like strum a guitar.
Sure.
And maybe some of the kids will be like, "Oh, that's kind of sick." Okay. Like teaches
like the Phantom has his hair, right? He's got some really cool, crazy hair. I imagine even though the kids don't know that he's like moonlighting as a rock star in his, his off time.
Yeah.
They sense something about him is different. Is what I would guess, right? Like that this guy's got something about him, like
well, and
I feel like even if it's not like respect, like they're scared of him, respect. There's a certain amount of like, all right, we're not gonna fuck with you type of respect,
right?
If it's me and you, we go in there. They're just like, who's this jabroni?
I'm like,
all
right, everyone, can you pass out these papers? Like, pass out these papers. I'm like,
yeah,
okay, my voice doesn't sound like that. Like, my voice doesn't sound like that.
Yeah,
like, I'd get upset. I'd get mad, and I'd be like, I'm gonna step outside of this classroom, and if all the papers aren't fucking handed out by the time I get back. Well, I'm just writing everybody up and sending everybody.
And then it's been a while since you've smoked cigarettes, but you'd go have a cigarette in the hall and look through the window, the little window.
Was there ever a time in modern schooling where a teacher could sit at their desk and like
smoke?
Have a cigarette while they're giving like a math test?
Oh, yeah, that happened in like the 50s, right?
Or did you have to like in between classes? Did you have to like run to the teacher's lounge and like chow down a cigarette? Like,
also, did they smoke inside in the teacher's lounge?
Oh, I bet they did.
100%. I bet they did. We used to have a teacher at our high school that would join us for smoke breaks in between classes.
Oh yeah.
There was a secret smoking spot, and he was the guy that was just like, I forget what he was. He was kind of one of those like. He was coach one year. He was this one year. He taught,
he's just like the everyman.
Yeah, kind of like
everything.
he did. Yeah, but he was like Teresa knew him better than I did. I think she was really good friends with his daughter, and remembers going round their house when she's probably like 14. And smoking weed with him, like at their house, and then like be like at school, and they'd be like smoking cigarettes underneath the stairwell, like you know what I mean, like where you're, like hiding. So like it does probably exist. It was cool then. I look back at it now, and it's like, yeah, that's probably not appropriate at all.
No,
that's not.
I remember seeing I want to say he had to have been my 6th grade teacher, Mr. Ellis. I remember we were leaving school one time and we saw him in his car smoking a cigarette. And I was like, oh shit, Mr. Ellis smokes cigarettes?
What?
I thought he was a computer dork. Because
Right.
he was also the computer lab. Like he would do all the stuff for the computer lab. I'm like, oh shit, Mr. Ellis smokes fucking cigarettes.
Meanwhile,
That's
he's
so
just
cool.
He's just a regular dude. Just living his life, like whatever. Yeah, I actually think you hear about like certain professions of levels of stress and like how much they like use vices, for instance.
Cops drink like
apparently
nurses drink.
I think teachers are up there. I mean, one of my best friends, Steve. He was a middle school like teacher and high school teacher 4 years. Total alcoholic, total fucking drunk, total like all the drugs, like you know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean,
I'm not saying he wasn't a good. He was actually a very good teacher, and he was actually very good at his job, and he dedicated himself to it, and he used to put in extra hours, but it was stressful as hell.
Dude, I can only imagine. We had I didn't do drugs or drink in high school or until I was out. I was a dork.
The
very first thing I ever did was me and my like one of my best friends, Ian, we rode out to a LAN party, and before we went inside, Ian was like, "Hey, bro, have you ever smoked? Have you ever like smoked a cigar?"
Oh,
And
like,
we
like a
both,
weed, like our actual,
like a regular.
He's just got an actual like cigar.
He had 2 sour apple white owls.
Oh,
And he
disgusting.
he turns 18 like a month before I do.
Right. So he's like hooking you up, like, "Oh, we should try this."
He's like, well, I was already 18 at the time, but he goes, I got these 2 white owl cigars. He's like, we should smoke them and go into the LAN party with cigars. I'm
be like, we're gonna be like ballers. People aren't even know what to think.
They won't even know what to fucking do with themselves. Will be so cool.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, but like, let's smoke a little bit of it so like I can make sure I can do that. I didn't know that I could like actually handle smoking a cigarette.
And you're talking about cigars too, which you're not even supposed to inhale and like.
Well, I had already at this point smoked 1 Marlboro Red and like coughed my brains out. So I was like, I don't.
Yeah.
I was being more cautious for myself to be like, I don't know that I can even fucking smoke.
I don't know if I can handle it. You don't want to embarrass yourself
in
front of your LAN party buddies.
So we smoked probably half of these sour apple white owls in his Crown Vic.
Oh,
and
man.
dude, we just stunk the Crown Vic up, and I think for like weeks after that, he was still like, "Bro, it smells like shitty." Fruit. It smells like shitty fruit in here. That was a terrible idea. I'm like, yeah, man, I don't know that I want to smoke cigars. I later started smoking cigarettes, but I'm like, I don't, and I still to this day don't like smoking cigars. It's not.
I get bored with them. Like that's the thing, because I'm, as a cigarette smoker, like I'm like, all right, I know what that is. Like, I know how long it takes, and I know like all that, right? Like it's a fix and all that.
It was
type
also
of stuff.
a utility
but
thing.
there's no
for so long.
enjoyment out of it. Like for me, just like sitting there with a cigar, like puffing away. Like no, I'm bored with this. Like less than even halfway through, like a quarter of the way through, I'm like, yep, okay, I'm good.
Yeah, like even when people have suggested, like, oh, I have cigars and I have like this shorty cigar. I'm like, brother, that's still too long and too much fucking cigar.
A little cigarello type of thingy that I fuck with that a little bit, like okay,
I smoked my dad's King Edward cigarettes before.
Those are terrible.
Fucking
too.
awful. And they smoke, and again, they smoke for way too long because they're one, they're all hundreds. 2, they burn like half a rate of a cigarette.
Yeah.
The burn rate is
even those things
worse.
are like a 25-minute commitment.
Yeah. You're not out there for like. I remember when guys who worked in the kitchen with me all switched to smoking 72s because like I can smoke like a full cigarette. I don't feel like I'm losing anything because I'm out there for like 2 minutes. I'm like, you guys need 2 minutes to smoke a cigarette,
right?
What the fuck are you? What are you fucking wasting your time out there?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I can if I need to.
But again, like after a couple years, like. There was nothing enjoyable about smoking. Cigarette smoking was utility at a certain same way I turned drinking at the end. Like drinking was no longer like a fun activity to do with my friends. It's now a utility device.
It can be both, Mikey, and cigarettes and alcohol. Okay, it can be both.
But yeah, I mean, I think smoking cigarettes back then, when I saw my teacher doing it, I was like, this guy is fucking cool.
This guy rules.
My fucking cool dad smoked. My cool parents smoke cigarettes.
Yeah. Like mad respect, bro. You're like in the hallway giving him the
What's up? I passed Mr. Ellis and I'm like, what's up, Mr. Ellis? Yeah, bro. What's up? He's like, what are you doing in my office?
I went to like my 8th grade year, worst year of my life. I got my parents moved me over in we moved houses, right? And we moved to a different county. We moved from Osceola to Polk County. And they were scared of the schools in Polk County. And they were notoriously bad. But they sent us, I've told this millions of times on the show, but they sent me to a landmark Baptist school. Neither of my parents are religious. I'm not religious.
But it was better than going to like
they
a public
were.
school.
It was like they were scared of the public school system, so they sent me. And it was the only private school, and it was expensive as fuck too. Like, and they sent me to this school, not knowing that all the bad kids that get kicked out of regular school
have to go
to so they get they go to that school. So all the kids were worse. Like that did never help. But the reason I bring it up is kind of like the seeing the teacher outside of school thing that you brought up. And this school was so strict that if they caught girls in shorts out, they could wear a skirt, they could wear long pants. But if they caught them in shorts outside of school, they could get in trouble at school and get reprimanded.
Ooh.
That was the type of thing. There was, I got in trouble. I was giving a cassette tape to a friend of mine who was in the same situation as me. Nice enough kid. Wasn't, neither of us were troublemakers. And I gave a cassette tape. I got in trouble for letting a friend borrow my Tom Petty cassette tape.
Yeah, he talks about drugs.
Yeah. I mean, and
smoking lefties and shit.
like that was unacceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, and so it was the other way around, I guess. Like, but like seriously, like how much of a dickhead are you gonna be that some little girl? She was at Walmart, probably like, yeah. What are you, 8th grade? You're 14 or something.
12, 13, 14.
Something like
depending
that.
on how many times you got held back.
Right. And yeah, this girl was just at Walmart in a pair of shorts. She goes back to school on the Monday, like on the weekend, and she goes back to school on Monday and gets called into the principal's office because she was seen in shorts in public.
Okay, so
yeah,
what was the? I'll tell you mine first and give you time to think. But what was the big? Was there a big clothing item in your high school that your high school was fighting against? Because at Astronaut High School...
Depends on the group.
At Astronaut High School, it seemed like the one thing all 4 years that they fought, other than hats, they were you could not wear a hat at school.
Oh, we had...
Even Spirit Days,
same with us.
No hats.
Same with us. We had one kid with alopecia. That's where you don't have... No. Was it alopecia?
Alopecia is where all your hair falls out.
Yeah. So he had that, and he was the only kid that was allowed to wear a baseball cap.
Fuck that kid.
Yeah.
Wear your alopecia
It called more attention to it. Is the problem,
Oh, you're wearing a hat because all your hair's falling out, nerd?
But no, there was...
Ours was spaghetti strap T-shirts.
Yeah.
Because guys, there was literally no rules for guys.
They had the sagging pants thing.
They didn't fuck with...
In middle school, by high school, that went away. But I think in middle school, there was... They weren't letting... They would not let them have their asses hanging out, basically, as the hood kids walking down the hallway.
Yeah, I don't remember them really fighting too much about like pants sagging at Astronaut. But for guys, the big battle was no hats because guys would wear hats through a belt loop. Like they would wear their hat to school, and then as soon as the bell rang. Like that you had to be in the school and you couldn't just be hanging outside.
Just take it off their belt loop.
They take their hat off their head and put it through one of their belt loops and wear their hat like down by their fucking dicks all day.
Stupid.
And then as soon as you were out of class for the end of the day, everyone would like suspiciously and be like, "Oh, I'm getting away with it." They'd get out of class for the last class of the day. And put their hat on while they walked outside.
Like they're badasses.
Like they were the baddest motherfuckers.
Yeah.
For me, colored hair.
Colored hair was we weren't allowed that. We weren't. Yeah.
We dyed our hair for robotics one year. I dyed my hair neon orange, and when we got back that Sunday, and nobody undyed their hair. They kicked us. They sent all of us to the principal. We didn't even go to first period. They gathered us all because we were all hanging out together. Gathered us all up, sent us all to the principal, and then my a good friend of mine, Tony's mom came in. His mom came in to pick all of us up because she coordinated and was like, "Hey, I'm going to bleach all their heads. So send me a little bit of money and I'm just going to bleach everybody's hair. I can do it. No big deal." But when she got there, she started calling out all the black girls for having like extensions and weaves in their hair that were not natural hair color. And she's like, I don't want this going on anybody's disciplinary file, or else you need to start calling all these girls in and just pointing them out, like you and you and you.
Well, she's kind of right. I mean, it should be across the board.
They were like, it's not that big a deal. We just need to get everybody's head bleached. And she's like, I understand that, but you need to start, rounding up other people now.
Oh, rounding them up? Jesus.
Yeah, well, you know how it goes back in the early 2000s. People were a little looser.
Yeah, no, I get it. With we had for me it was the the DX wrestling T-shirts, the Suck It T-shirts, and that whole thing.
Can't wear a Suck It.
Yeah, and wore it a couple times. By the way, back in those days, you could never find an appropriately fitting wrestling T-shirt. It was always 3 sizes too big when you're like, 8 years old, probably older, 10 years old.
Well, they don't make children's size Suck It T-shirts.
Well, they should have. They would have sold a lot more of them. But I had like it was probably like a medium men's, but it still was like
it's like a drape, draped all over you.
On you. And I remember wearing that, and I was you got to do the whole inside out thing, and never, and yeah, I wasn't ever allowed to wear that again. And
I remember. Remember how I said spaghetti straps were like the antithesis of everything you can't wear.
Sure.
They would, if you couldn't go home for some reason, like your parent couldn't come get you and collect you or bring you something to wear, they must have had like just a box of old, gross, like
gym T-shirts. It's usually like a gym. Yeah,
it was either you had to go put your gym shirt on, or they would give you like some gross sweater from the Lost and Found, and
it smelled like the trailer park. And
well, it was either you got your gym clothes, which also stunk. We would mercilessly pick on girls who had to wear their. I'm like, dang, something's fragrant in here.
If you're gonna do that, like, this is just to like schools in general, right? That box of clothes that you've got,
wash it every now.
Wash it, just wash it. Like at least hand someone a clean. Even jails do that. They'll at least wash the jumpsuit before
because they would give that when they would give you that sweater's now yours. They're just like, here you go. Here's the grossest sweater we've got in the bottom of the box.
And it was always a cardboard box, a big cardboard box, and they would usually go like pick something, and you have to go through it.
Find something in your size.
Find the least grossest thing that was in
and
your
that's slim picking.
Yeah, and some of it probably had doo-doo on it.
Yeah.
Probably
been all kind of stunking.
Yeah.
Sweated all up in.
They found it on the football field after a practice, after a kid threw it out, took it out, it was one of those. Like, oh, yeah, it was, yeah. Schools are just, in general, schools are disgusting.
Oh, of course.
Did I ever tell you the story about the dodgeball thing that happened to me when I was in that Baptist school?
I don't think I've ever heard this story.
This one, this bothers me still to this day. So I was, again, I was 8. It was my only year there, 8th grade year. By the way, freaked me out so much, I got saved by God because they pounded it into my head, and I went religiously crazy for the next year because they brainwashed me. And then thankfully I snapped out of that pretty quick once I learned what blowjobs were. But I moving on. Anyway, so 8th grade year, this was a K-12 school, and they had an actually really good football program with really quality football. this school was less about God and more about the football program. You know how like a lot of these Southern traditions are in a lot of ways.
I thought the football team was just powered by God. That's why they're so
Oh,
good.
they were. Trust me, they were. One of the players got caught and fucking one of the teachers, like that, like type of thing. But like it was the difference between your 8th grade students and your 12th grade students being boys to men.
Yeah.
What's their best song?
End of the road.
It's the end of the road. Sorry, late joke. But yeah, so they really did have a quality football program, and they were like fucking men. A lot of them were probably going to go on to play college football, like straight up like athletes, like big jacked like dudes. And for whatever reason, they were crazy with discipline, being a Baptist school.
Yeah, you can get away. I feel like as a religious
get
school,
away
you
with-
get away with a little bit more.
They get away with a lot. And one of the things we had, and this is like, did you ever play dodgeball like in like
All the time.
right? But I think kids don't play dodgeball now. Like this is something that like we were on the tail end of, like it's because it's dodgeball hurts, like can hurt a lot.
So we played, not only did we play dodgeball, we played like multiple different variations of dodgeball.
Okay.
And wall ball. But it was all, very like, hey, throw this ball at another kid.
Right.
As hard and fast
Which is
as you
fine,
possibly can.
Which is fine when it's 8th grader versus 8th grader. The problem was, at one point, they literally, just for fun, brought the whole football team in and had the whole football team on one side versus us 8th graders. And they thought, oh, this will be fun. And Jesus Christ. I remember getting beamed by like dudes that are like fucking like superhero athlete looking guys.
Literal 17, 18-year-old men. Yeah.
Full beards and shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like just and they're at that age that they're not taking it easy either.
No,
because
it's
they're not old enough yet to realize that this is cruel. Like this, like these are like I'm barely like in puberty, right? And I'm
just sprouting dick pubes, and this guy has had like full muscle growth for years.
But I also have tenacity too, because you know me.
Yeah.
I'm kind of competitive, and I have a mean streak, and I have some aggression, and like so I'm pissed off at this. So I'm trying my goddamn hardest, and I'm seeing kids getting wiped out left and right. I get beamed at one point in the side of the head, literally like almost it knocks me out. Like bells ringing.
Takes you to the ground.
Takes me to the ground, like beamed in the head. Second round of it, I'm really like woozy. I'm going after it. One dude was so powerful with his dog. I mean, he's like palming.
Now, hold on.
You know what I mean when you palm a ball?
When you guys played dodgeball, did you play dodgeball with like the kickball sized red rubber ball? Or
no.
Did you get the palm sized little guys?
They were.
Or there's a level in between
about
both.
Basketball size is what.
Okay, so you're using like regular kick, like almost like standard kickball.
But
sizes.
these bitches were inflated fucking hard too.
Oh,
like
they're way overdone.
Way like overinflated hard, you know. So I'm already groggy going into like this round 2. We're all of us are like. I think there's a South Park episode where they're all like bloody, and they put like the dodgeball one where they're all like bloody, and they're like they're like it was like that, right? Like you got a bunch of like 8th graders going in against these like seniors, almost men in high school. We're already like
they're already in like OJT. Some of them have real
and they're
jobs.
doing all like the jumps and like high fiving. Hey, yeah, like fuck these.
I just
little
beamed that
nerds.
small child.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we're awesome. Like suck my dick. And
they were giving a DX.
Oh, they were total like and in the Baptist school, but they were also the star athletes, so they were allowed to do whatever they want.
DX.
Also bang the teachers, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And there was one though, I'll never forget it. he caught me so well with his this perfect pitch. He had palmed the ball, and I can even see it in my mind's eye right now. And he just like goes back, and he I think it was the quarterback of the team. And he didn't
a cannon.
He didn't go for my head, and he didn't go for my chest.
Legs.
He went for my legs.
So like
he literally like hit me so hard in the legs that it took not one but both of my legs out from underneath me.
Yeah.
To where it wiped me onto the floor by hitting me just below the knee, like calf area, and just boom. And it, like I was like, I'm done. Like, no, I'm not playing this game anymore. Literally not playing this game.
So,
but how is that legal? Like that shit,
brother, I don't know, and it shouldn't have been.
It shouldn't have been.
So, like I said, in school, starting in elementary, we played dodgeball in elementary school.
Yeah.
So,
see, and that's where I think dodgeball, that's where it's supposed to be played. Not.
Well, then once you get a little bit older, then you have to do it like literal grade by grade. You can't.
Yeah, you can't have the seniors in the
So there was regular dodgeball, like you're talking about. Best played in a gym in case you get a wild shot. It's not like rolling out into the field. So then we learned another style of dodgeball when Riverview, they didn't have like a enclosed area. They just had a blacktop with hoops and tetherball poles. Like they had everything.
A little bit of everything. It's an all utility kind of space.
So when we had to play out on the blacktop, dodgeball was now everybody who's not in the middle, and they would only put like 5 or 6 kids in the middle because you didn't want to overcrowd it. But it was just a circle. It was like gang style.
Oh, wow.
Dodgeball.
Like monkey in the middle almost? Like
yeah, except for you're not trying to keep the ball away from these kids. You're trying to hit them with the ball.
Oh, this is awful.
Yeah. So we play that for a little bit.
Sounds like pain.
In middle school, we play up against the gym wall.
Okay.
But they played Army dodgeball, which is you had it made the game last a little bit longer, but if you got hit in your arm, now you've got to put your arm behind your back. If you get hit in your leg, now you've got to hop around on your leg. Heads and torso shots were automatic kills.
Sure.
But you'd get these kids who'd get hit in the leg, knock them down with the hit. And now they've got to hop around. So now they're just a soft, easy target.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now you're playing, well, now this guy can't barely move, so let's all just throw at him. And now everybody it's like execution style dodgeball, because now this guy's getting like 5 or 6 dodgeballs thrown at him.
100%. Like some of these childhood like playground games were vicious, man. Like
they go bad quick.
And I think we saw the tail end of it. Yeah, I do not think it exists anymore. I imagine our good friend and listener Mark Hales in the UK with the British hooligans.
Well, I mean, they probably still played Smear the Queer. Like,
100%.
We did too.
Right. But I'm guessing that a lot of that stuff, like even my dad's age, Mark's age, that stuff was violent. Like you'd come in you'd sit down afterwards, you'd be in class with black eyes, bloody noses, like broken fingers, like.
So
I guarantee you it happened.
We were the last generation at Riverview that got to play wall ball. Wall ball became very popular my 6th grade year.
Played with a racquetball.
We played with tennis balls because they provided them. We had tennis balls at the school. Kids started bringing racquet balls.
Yeah, because those hurt. That's why I asked. This racquet balls hurt.
Painful.
Yeah, because they bounce so quick off that wall.
So, the only thing was we played in like a dirt area. The racquet balls didn't do too well, like bouncing on dirt.
Yeah,
it was the tennis balls bounced on dirt a lot better.
Yeah.
The reason we were no longer allowed to play wall ball is because at some point every kid who knew they were playing wall ball at recess brought their own ball.
Oh, wow.
So now you'd start the game with one ball, and then the moment somebody slips up or misses the ball where they've got to run to the wall to tag up,
my ball's coming in.
now you've got 20 kids with their own ball, and you'd get pegged 5, 10, 15 times.
Sure.
And then you get to, if nobody's familiar with wall ball, we played 3. If you get 3 outs, you have to go stand on the wall and do what's called spread eagle.
Yeah.
Now we weren't monsters. You were allowed to face the wall.
Yeah, we did.
And basically do like a
starfish.
Hands up, spread them. Spread eagle.
But you get them.
But you'd have 20 to 30 children now who everybody gets to take a turn.
All the welts.
You come home and kids were damaged to the point where somebody's parent called in and was like, hey, what the fuck are you letting the kids do?
Sure.
Like, what are you letting the kids do that's causing my son to come home with physical bruises?
It was called PE class back in our day. Like, that was literally PE. They'd make you
also-
run around for like a couple laps and then, okay, do something. That was pretty much what it was, right? Like, a couple jumping jacks, a couple runarounds, and then it was like another half hour of free time to play. It's supposed to be like play basketball or whatever, but we would play wall ball.
So you had monkey bars at your school,
100%,
right?
yeah.
So we had a regular, probably 6 foot tall monkey bar.
I was good on the monkey bars.
We had a double length 6 foot tall monkey bar, and then right next to that was a 15 foot high
tall
monkey bar.
That's tall.
Like,
I don't know if I want to go on that now.
Well,
and I'm almost 6 foot tall.
It would when we were young, like when you're like first, second grade, at recess, it would always turn into who's gonna do it. Like, your arms aren't really long enough to do like the full
swing
and like arm to arm. So you'd have to kind of go both hands, both hands.
Yep.
Both hands.
I know what you mean.
And some of these, and it's not even like your standard monkey bar length.
Mm-hmm.
It's the double long.
Oh, they're wide. Yeah.
It's such an expanse.
I don't even know if I can get to that one.
And they're spaced normally, but you've got to do like 15 in a row.
So you're swinging and like trying to get the
momentum.
Kids,
you get kids halfway out on this monkey bar who then freeze and stop. They're like, I can't do another swing. Like, I'm gonna fall. And we're like, well, I don't know what you want to do, man. Like, we can't.
You're gonna have to just let go.
Yeah,
that's her. Yeah.
And then as you get in like 4th and 5th grade, you start climbing on.
That's what I was about to say. When I was ever in that situation, I'd do the move where I'd swing myself and get my legs up, and I could pull myself with my legs onto the next bar, holding onto the one, and then I'd be able to pull myself through to the top.
Yeah.
And then I was able to
do
just
them on top of the
walk. Yeah, walk.
But it was just, as an adult, I look back. I'm like, why in the world did we have such a?
Oh, it's cool.
Like a ridiculously tall monkey bar for an elementary school.
Yeah, it's like army training facility type shit. Not elementary school. Yeah.
Considering all the dodgeball and the wall, like we were a magnet school year round. They weren't even letting us like fall off over the summer.
Wow.
You get like 6 weeks and then you're back.
You're back in. Yeah. See, I never went to a year round. I had my summers. But I also will say too, like, I'm a weird, anomaly in Florida, at least, in the fact that I did play, we were a hockey family, an ice hockey family. I played a lot of youth ice hockey. I was on travel teams. I was on some very competitive teams, and I was actually decent because of my hustle up into a point where I had my growth spurt hit a lot later than a lot of other kids. So like, I couldn't compete with, again, kids that are almost now like men, when I was young. But it like that was honestly like, we played very hard hitting, full contact, all that type of stuff. That was less harmful than some of the shit that was just on the playground. which is nuts when you think about it, because everybody's like, oh, hockey's so barbaric, and like, like I constantly got that. Like, how do your parents let you play hockey? Like, that's crazy. I'm just like, it's not as bad as
I mean, our PE,
getting in the head with the fucking dodgeball at.
High school PE was basically, they took us through football, volleyball, basketball, and soccer over the 9 weeks. You do like a week or two of each, and then they did like a week of volleyball and a week of weightlifting.
Yeah, we did a little bit like that. Yeah.
But I remember the football like unit. They were like, okay, so it's just gonna be 2-hand touch, like nothing crazy. 2-hand touch, like 2 down, like 2 receptions makes a down, so you can move down the field. Nobody ever was just like,
no,
tap, like give you like, oh, I got you with both.
It
both
might
hands.
as well have been full contact football.
They were
with no helmets, no mouth guards,
They
nothing.
would just shove you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They would only tap you as they could get close enough to you to like shove you to the ground.
I remember, because being this little British boy, I remember my first time encountering that. I'd never played football before, so I
probably hadn't even seen too
no,
much of it.
No,
really.
exactly. So like, and then I'm around all these redneck kids who watch
Raised.
football and raised on it, and like they were like, oh god, it was like what is it? Wolves to the what's the term I'm looking
leading
for?
Lambs to the leading a lamb to the
yeah,
slaughter.
lamb to the slaughter type thing. And I remember this one kid, he was clearly like kind of an athletic dude, and Tanner, I remember his name, Tanner Chance. And this Tanner, right? You just hear the name, like he had a lot more weight on him than I did, and it was supposed to be 2-hand touch, but he straight up like wrapped his arms around me when I got the ball and fucking like basically German suplex me, like off to the side, like oh shit, like okay, yeah, but how are we like? That should have been in pads. That should have been like anything, like and this was just in gym shorts and a shirt. Like it wasn't.
You know what? Even though football was probably the worst and the most dangerous, I think the most hurt I ever got in our PE class was in senior year. I took like team sports 3.
Whatever that is.
It's just like, hey, this is an elective option. So if you're not doing really good in like regular like learning classes, you could still keep your GPA up by taking team sports.
Cool.
Which was just like, okay, this is the 3rd year you're taking team sports. We're gonna do the same sports again. And they had a girl who was on our volleyball team during the volleyball unit spiked me like I'm just waiting there to like, if it comes to me, like I'm gonna block it. No, she just punches this thing.
And she's probably close to like 6 foot tall. She can get way high and knows the form and knows how to hit that bitch and
just wallops this ball, and it caught me like right on the like right side of my, because as I noticed like now, like, oh, the ball's coming at me. Put my hands up and turn my face a little, and straight through my straight through my hands, just. And I was like, oh, I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done.
See you later.
Yeah, I'm gonna go sit down. I'm done for the day. Like, somebody can fill in. Thank you.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Well, those are some interesting memories, and I have a ton of them. I want to, before we just wrap up, walk you and the listeners through my recent experience in Washington, D.C.
Ooh, the D.C. area.
Yeah, I was staying in Arlington, and one of the things that we noticed very quickly was, oh, wow, everyone's kind of like good looking here. What's going on? Oh, that's right. They're all government contractors and lobbyists and like
people making boatloads of cash.
Yeah, and anywhere you go, dude, is one of the things you notice. Any restaurant you sit down in, first off, it's crazy expensive, and all they're doing is talking about money. Like, it's not even about politics. It's not about Trump. It's not about
none of that matters to them.
None of that. No, all just money, 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 all the talks. It's like, oh, that's where we are. Okay. You know, it starts to like dawn on you. We were in one restaurant, and this dude, this just like side note, but this like guy in like two dudes in full fatigues and Air Force uniforms, but it was like a dressier fatigue, if that makes any sense.
Right.
And clearly had like some metal badges or whatever. I don't know what any of them mean, but I did think it was funny. They put the Air Force ones, they don't put their real name that goes on there. They put their call sign.
Okay.
This dude's name, his call sign, literally on his uniform says loser. So like that's his thing, is he's probably Sergeant Loser or something. Like I'm like
Corporal Loser.
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, nope, proudly wearing it, of course. Like, I guess they have to. But then the other bit, like, so that was weird. Overall, you know, an average work trip for me. Like, just another one, really. I mean, I worked a 19-hour day, worked a 15-hour day, worked a 13-hour. Like, it was all back to back. Like, it was an exhausting trip. But I did get a chance to actually go into DC proper, and we took an Uber. You know, it's one of those things, you look at it on a map, it's like, oh, this is like 3 miles, 4 miles away. It's not even far. Takes you almost 40 minutes to get that. Yeah, because of traffic and just like the way the roads are and stuff. But because of that, I got this, like, I didn't get out and see any of the monuments. I've never done DC before, right? But I at least got to drive by and like, there's the thing and there's the thing. And I got to, you know, and then I got to, you know, we went to dinner out in the actual city and got to walk around a little bit in the downtown DC area, which is not really, I mean, it is near where some of the monuments are, but like, right. I didn't, you know, it was nighttime by that point. You didn't see any of it. But you hear all these horror stories about like DC being kind of like overrun with homeless people and like kind of dangerous and all that.
Yeah.
Not in the slightest, dude. Like,
really?
I gotta say, like, it was like, wow. Like,
well, I think
I would feel more in danger going to downtown Orlando or walking up and down Cimarron or OBT here in town than I was there. Like, it felt super safe. Yes, it was busy. And yeah, there were the odd homeless person or whatever, but it was nowhere near like what you'd see in some of the more impoverished areas in other places I've been. Like, go to Louisiana if you want to fucking New Orleans. Go to you know,
bro, hit up
shit,
like
go to Seattle.
What was it, Kensington, Pennsylvania?
Go to
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, yeah. Philly's probably the worst that I've experienced, to be honest with you, in that regard. But nope, DC just. As someone who travels a lot for work and only gets like little bits and pieces and little tidbits from everywhere I go, I keep that in the back of my mind. And you hear so much about some of these places that's just my 2 cents reporting back. I could be completely wrong, but that's what I experienced. Felt completely safe there. And actually, DC's got a really fucking cool vibe.
Well, as much as I don't want to give this dude credit, I mean, the president putting the National Guard there I think they're still there.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really see any presence of that, but I'm not saying you're wrong.
But yeah, they were there for months and months on end. I think that really did kind of like
clean up the city.
Well, I think it just got all those people that might have been there, that might have been the reason why we have this idea of what DC is.
I'm not wrong though that is a stereotype of DC.
Yeah, I've always in my head like, oh, DC's kind of like
it's kind of a shithole.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they've had the National Guard in there just patrolling, and homeless people just don't want to be around any form of authority that could at a whim, because. Yeah, maybe some cops are cool and they just don't care as long as you're not being a nuisance.
Sure.
But I know that there are police officers and enforcement agencies out there that are like, hey, man.
Yeah,
move it along.
We're not going to. Yeah.
You can't stop for too long as a homeless person, or they're literally like, hey.
Yeah.
you're not setting up camp, dude. Like keep it moving.
Oh, for sure.
Um,
So just figured that was worth reporting back, and that was my 2 cents. One last quick
how was
thing.
the meal?
Which meal?
The one you had when you went into the city.
Oh, dude, someone wanted to just go to fucking Yard House. Like,
Bro, you can do like a
I know,
Yard
go
House
anywhere.
here.
I did have a great lobster roll while I was there.
Oh,
so,
sick.
Like, I got that, and
I've never had a lobster roll.
you got to treat yourself, man. It's not cheap, and it's smaller than it should be always. Anytime I get one, I've had probably 5 in my life. And every time I get one, I'm like, man, I wish there was more of that.
I wish this was bigger.
And it's always like $40, $50, but it's fucking amazing.
I do love lobster.
Yeah.
Now, I know that there are 2 ways to have them done.
Cold.
Is the cold one with the mayonnaise?
Yeah, that's what I prefer. I prefer them cold.
I think I would want the hot.
I've had
style.
them both. I actually think the flavors come out more with the cold one.
The cold one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be up to try
And
both.
I'm not even a huge mayonnaise type of guy. Like,
but
because
it's a mayonnaise. They mix it in, or
it can honestly be like almost a coleslaw, which is kind of got a mayonnaise base on top of the lobster. In a lot of cases, depends on wherever you're going. But that and I hate it when it's obviously that's too like over the top, like and too sloppy and too mayonnaisey. Like I don't mind mayonnaise, but I don't want it. Like
I don't want. It's not the star.
No,
it's not called a mayo roll.
You want just like a little bit, but I think it's weird. It's like because I don't know, something about it. It does kind of like bring out the flavor, and that's my personal choice. Like because I was when the first couple times I had them hot, and someone said, "Nah, you gotta do it cold." Like, and then I had it, and I was like, "Apps, that you're right." And now I'll never go back. I'll probably never have a hot one again. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on my trip to DC. Oh, last little one is in the airport in DC. They've done something I really like. Awful airport for the most part, but this one restaurant that was in my terminal, I had like some time to kill. My flight got delayed like an hour, so I was like, "Fuck, well, guess another beer." And I went and I sat down, had a nice meal, and just like whatever. I know I'm gonna pay. It was like $90 by the time I walked out of there. Yeah, it was silly. But again, my per diem, like it is what it is. You just kind of have to be like, whatever, like I'm stuck here. Where else am I gonna fucking go? Right? Like I've checked out of the hotel. I
literally, if I go anywhere else, there's a risk I won't make it back in time.
It's like you're kind of held hostage, so you're just like, okay, make the best of it. So had this meal at this like airport restaurant, but instead of like I always sit at the bar when I'm alone. Like I'm not gonna take up a table unless there's a million tables around. Sure, fine, but usually they're packed, and it was. So okay, cool. I see a couple seats at the bar. Get a seat at the bar. And I'm used to in Orlando, and most airports and most bars have stools, like, with backs that people move around, and it gets annoying because then people like crowd up and like try and squeeze in and all that. No. This place
on pole,
they got it figured out. They're like, no. We're not playing with that game. They are literally like on iron, like things tied into the bar, so you cannot move. You cannot move that seat. It's a seat at the bar. You cannot shift that left. You cannot shift that right. It is there. Like wherever it is, it's there. But I kind of like that. I'm like, that actually preserves my space, and it preserves other people's. Like if it's open, then you're good. But it's not like, hey, that's
you can't like end up
an extra
crowding
5
into
chairs
bar.
into this bitch, and then no one can like really comfortably sit there, right?
Yeah.
And it's also nice because I have my little like wheelie carry-on thing, because it's like, okay, well now I got a place to park that, and I got a place for my bag and all that type of stuff, So it's like I wouldn't want that at my local watering hole,
right?
But at an airport, yeah, you got to do shit like that. I think
you've jogged my memory about something that I don't think I've thought about in a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
When I was young, probably preteen, probably like somewhere between like 10 and 12. The Taco Bell in town, we only had one
in Titusville.
In Titusville,
yeah.
It was in the middle of town, right next to Titusville High. They had it was the swivelly chair where like you could turn in place.
Yeah.
But it also had a secondary like swivel where you could kind of like swing out from under the table.
Oh, I don't remember that.
So it's like it's mounted here, and you could like swivel
kind
your
of
chair
like my
that.
monitor stands almost, or yeah.
So it's like not only could you turn in the chair to like face anyone at the table, you could then, when you wanted to get out, it would kind of like rotate out a little bit.
You know what? I do vaguely. I kind of do vaguely remember that.
And I remember like
those are pretty dope.
I learned to hate them because me and another person one time both went to swing out.
Oh, if you do them at the same time and
crack
crack
my
into
knee
each other.
against someone else's knee, and that was not a fun. I cried about that one.
But the idea is not a bad idea.
Yeah, I was so like, this is so sick.
No,
because it was like it felt like a space chair. Like not only could it do this,
I know exactly what
like
you're talking about now.
Swing out.
It took me a second, but now you reawoken that memory in me too. Like you don't see those anymore.
No, I think
anywhere.
I think it was like a engineering nightmare because like
Probably.
if you broke them, it probably wasn't easy or cheap to fix.
Yeah.
And if you got a real fatto,
yeah,
probably messed up the interior, like the insides of them. Like,
sure.
Oh, I'm really straining over here to kind of.
And it probably. I mean, there must have been a good. What, you think 10 years those existed?
Yeah, before they're like,
we're done with them.
I think anytime one, because there were a couple, I think by the end of it, there were a couple that were like jammed in a position that wasn't necessarily under the table as much.
Weirdly, an ice rink. I remember an ice rink having like a thing like their little like snack bar had some of those, and that's where I remember it from. Not a Taco Bell, but I remember that at the Taco Bells. I think this is probably what they switched to afterwards. They had the ones that I would call them the super springy seats that like they do technically swivel,
but
they go
snap back,
like snap back, like
you
right.
You could turn yourself all the way to the side on one
if you're holding it, but the minute you let go with like
legs
your feet,
up,
zoom, like
I cracked my knees a couple times on the underside of the table.
Yep, I done that one.
Like the underside support, and just smacked my knee against the underside support, which I guess is why those also stopped existing.
Yeah, because those are gone now too.
Yeah, now they're just like, just give them fucking regular
just
chairs.
Give them a chair. And now at the airports, like I was just saying, now they're like, you don't even get a chair. We're just basically bolting that bitch in so it doesn't even move. Like this is where you sit and be happy.
You know what? I'm honestly surprised.
But I was happy about it.
How many places? I remember my buddy Derek worked at a Frogger's in town.
Yeah.
And they had like these lighter stools. And he said that they replaced all their stools at one point with thicker, heavier stools because the college kids would get in fights and then want to start swinging when they're
Stools
light
around, right?
You want to start using a stool as a weapon.
Yep.
And it's a
like
lot harder.
It's like why you see the wrestlers use the old school steel chairs. Those are not what actually people are sitting in.
They're meant
the
to
audience.
Just smack somebody with.
They're sitting in the ones that are padded like mine here, right? Like they're like almost a 6-inch pad on them, and they're 4 to 6 inches, and then they're they've got the back and like those. But if you were to hit somebody with that, you would kill them.
Yeah.
So like you can't, right? Like that's why they're like even to this day. You have the steel chair that you can pick up like 10 with 2 hands. They weigh nothing. They crumple. Same as those stools.
Speaking of wrestling, I don't know what I was watching, but it was an interview with the guy who used to be Raven.
Yeah. Well, he's Raven. He's just Raven.
Still okay. Yeah. And apparently he was doing something on MTV, or Diamond Dallas Page was doing something on MTV. And they had worked it out that Raven was going to come out and bonk him with I believe it was just like a road sign.
Yeah, well, Raven used to always carry down a shopping cart full of gobbledygook that he would hit people with. Always in there was a usually a stop sign. So that tracks.
He they're telling the story about, he's like, yeah, so me and DDP work it out that I'm supposed to come out and bonk him with this sign. And he tells me what he never should have told me, which was like, yeah, man, just give it to me. Like, you really got to sell it.
Sell it. Yeah, go hard.
And I'm talking like overhead smashes him with this thing. And you see like the lights go out.
Oh, for sure, dude.
On DDP. And I'm just like, oh, shit, I don't think he meant like that.
I know Florida kids will know this. We've all stolen a street sign. I never stole a stop sign because I heard like
that'll get you in
the big trouble. But I definitely like stole a couple signs in my day. And those things are fucking like, they're sturdy. Like
they're not bending.
They're not bending easy. So yeah, you get hit with one of those full force. Yeah, I'd rather get hit with the steel chair.
Yeah.
You know,
I just thought, I was like, I think Owen will appreciate this.
I do. I absolutely do.
Did you backyard wrestle at all?
Trampoline wrestle was more my thing. Yeah.
We had one instance of a plastic trash. Somebody hit somebody with a plastic trash can.
Oh, they shatter.
Cut this kid up real bad.
Yeah, they cut up. Yeah, you get cut with one of those. If you're gonna do trash cans, you got to go the old school steel ones,
which nobody has anymore.
You can find them.
Well, no, I mean like regular. You can go buy them.
Yeah, they're at Home Depot.
But most people don't have like a old style steel trash can.
But they're kind of shitty for like actual practical use. But if you're doing backyard wrestling, get yourself a good steel one.
Yeah.
And honestly,
spend as little money as you can on them so that it's extra garbagey.
Yeah. And then you know they crumple real nice, and the lids are great too. They got to make a nice sound, like you know when you hit. Like I've been hit with those plenty of times.
Yeah.
And honestly, they're better too, because if you're really poor, you just bash them out with a hammer and
try again.
Try again. Yeah, a lot of that. Guys, thank you for joining us for this week's episode of the Ono Radio Show. Me and Mikey are going to record a second episode that will be airing while I am in the United Kingdom. So we're going to record that here in a few if you are listening on the podcast, but stick around for that whilst, we're on break over here on the Twitch and on the YouTubes and on the Facebooks, wherever we're live. I always forget these days. But yeah, we are live on YouTube and Facebook and on Twitch. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/groups, it's on our page. Just honestly, just type in Ono Radio Show. Like us on all those things. On YouTube, find us over Ono Media. That's the best thing that you can do for us. And then we always promise that we're gonna do some stuff with our Patreon. We haven't done in a long time, but we really now with Mikey, we're gonna give people an update on your work and everything going on with you in next week's show. But it should enable us to give us a little bit more time to be able to focus on the Patreon so we can give you some more content.
Mm-hmm.
We're really excited about that. We've got some cool ideas coming up. So for that, just, send us a donation for now until we, get you some more content. But there is some, very interesting stuff up there over at patreon.com/ONRS. Whew. Again, twitch.tv/Ono Radio.
ONRS Live.
ONRS Live. God, I'm losing it. And if you, if you are listening live and you do want to give the show a call or you ever want to leave us a voicemail, what's the number they can leave us a voicemail at, Mike?
That's 407-906-6466.
That's exactly right. I said we would do it. Why don't we go out on a little bit of the Phantom?
Well, Phantom, baby.
The Phantom, baby. And again, you definitely want to go see him September 11th over at Will's Pub.
1 bottle, 2 bottle, 3
there we go.
4, a puff of smoke.
We'll let this play. Enjoy some
you will find
ghoulish punk rock while we go on break. We love you. We'll see you soon. And what do we say when we gotta hear Maggie?
Fuck your dreams. Fuck 'em. We'll be right back.